And it is time, once again, for a look at some of our top stories here in Alaska for Monday, June 12th, 2017. Today, we see that, generally speaking, we've got some of the same stories again that we had, well, many times before in Alaska. We've got a volcano going off, Volcanos, erupting multiple times on Saturday. You've got firefighters all across the state battling fire, a whole bunch of wildfires. In this case, we're up to over 100,000 acres burned so far. We got more missiles going to be tested on Kodiak. The launch complex are going to be testing Israeli missiles. That has drawn some, a bit of a backlash, and some people don't believe we should be testing any other country's missiles on our soil. Whatever, it's money in the coffers. That seems to be all some people think about. Governor Walker's administration continuing to do the fear-mongering thing about what's going to happen if we have a state government shutdown. The deadline is coming up, and the government will begin a shutdown on July 1st. And they say that they've never really hit the actual mark of the most severe, only, things that preserve life and essential services. What are those essential services? What can we continue to spend money on that we don't have the money to pay for? A new study shows that China could end up buying more Alaska wild salmon, and a couple of bears were killed over the weekend in odd accidents. A brown bear struck by a vehicle on Glen Highway, and that one, he survived, or they didn't say if it was a he or she, but the bear survived the accident, and a trooper put the bear down. Another one apparently climbed a electrical pole and got shocked, electrocuted, and fell off, causing a power outage in Anchorage. Voters are heading to the polls tomorrow in Homer for the recall election against the three people who dared to suggest that Homer should be a sanctuary city. Yeah, they actually accused them of wrongdoing for doing that. And a man was removed at gunpoint from a plane at Anchorage Ted Stevens International Airport for allegedly threatening to blow up the plane. And yes, alcohol was involved. A floating strip joint is visiting Homer right now. For $30, you get a ride out to the boat. There's no charge admission to the boat. They don't serve any alcohol out there, but they say tips are welcome. And they want you to know it's a high-class establishment. The city of Juneau has written a letter to the governor asking him to veto the Uber bill. And basically, they don't want people to be able to call Uber or Lyft to come and get them from the airport. And Congressman Young went to Puerto Rico over the weekend to observe the political status referendum. Once again, Puerto Rico voicing multiple, I don't know how many times they've voted on this, but once again, hey, let's do it again. Shall they remain as they are, status quo? Shall they have independence, or shall they go for statehood? And Congressman Young is observing that this last weekend. There you go. That's what we've got for our Alaska News. As always, we've got more stories than we have time for. If you'd like to get 30 to 40 minutes of news delivered audio form directly to your inbox every morning at 5 a.m., become a paid subscriber at radiofreespeech.com.